Turn it up. Turn it up.
La verdad. Sorry. Welcome everyone to this activity, to this trash picking activity we have today. We are going to talk today with some of the participants who also participated or helped, says this is possible. And this activity was aimed for the Day of the Earth, that was the 22nd of April. And we are also going to talk with the person who had the initiative. Apart from this, we are also going to watch some videos and see some photos. We are going to comment our impressions, and we are going to talk about the strangest things that we found. And this is it. At the end, to finish with, I'm going to give some tips or suggestions to contribute to avoid creating that much waste, and maybe giving a second life to some items or a second use. And without more delay, we are going to introduce our first guest. Her name is Thea. One second, I unmute you. Hello, Thea.
Hey.
We saw you sent some photos and videos about when you were picking the trash, and we can see that you were not alone. You were in great company. Can you tell us who you were with?
Yeah, so I mean, I first just thought that I would do it alone because I didn't know who to ask to go with me. But then I remember that I could pull my sister into that, and also her friend and my neighbor Gal, and they're 11 and 9 years old.
Yeah,
And very passionate about keeping the climate clean, pretty much afraid of the climate crisis that is going on. So yeah, perfect people to go with.
That's great, because I was going to ask you. We also have one video, and I'm going to show it first, but they look very motivated. So I was going to ask you if they wanted or if they were willing to do this from the beginning, or if you had to motivate them a bit.
Yeah, good question. No, actually, I just mentioned it and just for fun, just to try their willingness, and they were like totally up for it. Even the small kid begged me to go with him. Like, yeah, of course.
Okay. So we are going to watch the video that you sent.
Oh, bravo. Evo, plastika. Pa vodica van. Yep. Eva. Bravo. Thank you.
So here it was. Mhm. We lost there. Oh. Oh yeah, here you are. Yeah. Hello again.
Hey.
So we watched the video, and I wanted to ask you, where did you go? Is it a usual path you walk through?
Yeah, my hometown is Mangas, so I was just sticking to my city, and I'm lucky enough to live near the woods. So this was just on the foot of the hill, on the like clearing in the woods basically. So we made a, I think it's just a 30 minutes walk if you do it. So it was not so long, but still we got so much. If we had another trash bag, we would have filled it for sure.
Yeah, I saw you had 3 bags of 3 of them, one for each. It's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, because we were recycling, so we were putting plastic in one, and yeah, that's why.
Ah, that's very nice because one thing I realized about when I was doing the same is that most of the things were not recyclable, but it's very nice that you found some things that could be recycled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, one was for the unrecyclable things for sure, yeah. But it was so much plastic that we could, put it separately.
Uh-huh. And I also realized, I'm going to show it again on the video at the end. There's one photo. Here it is. And you can see that there are 2 bottles of wine. And
Oh yeah,
I wanted to ask you, were they empty?
yeah, they were.
Maybe
At
that's
least that,
why.
I mean, yeah,
Maybe
at
that's
least
why
people
the
drank the wine. I'm sorry.
yeah.
No, I just said that at least people drank the wine if they had to leave it there.
Maybe that's why they left it because they drank it all and then they forgot to clean it afterwards.
Even though that should never be an
Of
excuse.
course.
But yeah.
Of course. Thank you so much, Thea, for sharing all of this with us. Thank you. You made me a bit less nervous. Okay.
Yeah, all good, all good. You're good.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you for participating.
Of course, thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
So we also received another video that we are going to proceed to show. It's also in the nature, and Nina sent it. So just let's watch it.
Pa se lotimo dela. Vse skupaj mi je vzelo samo 7 minut, tako da nimate izgovora, da puščate smeti v naravi. Pridružite se pozivu Praznujmo dan Zemlje in še vi naredite nekaj koristnega za naš planet.
So here it was, Nina's video. She sends a clear message, and we could see the before and the after of the spot that she cleaned. And she mentions that it only took her 7 minutes to clean all this mess. So there are no excuses when we go out and instead of leave our trash there, it's so easy to just pick it up. Thank you, Nina, for sending us that video. And the next one we are going to watch is my own video. But I would like to explain briefly, I hope, why I decided to do this. And it's because I really like traveling, and I follow some travel accounts on Instagram. One of them is of one long hike in Norway. This place is called Trolltunga, just in case someone knows about it. And this woman shared one post in which she was commenting on how much trash she found on the way to this amazing landscape. And she mentioned that she found several sleeping bags, a tent, and a lot of other trash. And she picked some of this trash and came back to the starting point with all of them for like 6 hours. And in this post, she was encouraging people to do the same when they find some trash out. So I decided to just do the same. And also here in Kamnik, where I usually walk, it's along the river in the forest, and I was getting used to seeing a lot of trash in my way during my walks, and I really didn't want to make it something normal. I didn't want to get used to it, and that's why I decided to change it, because it was something I could change on my own. So I hope I didn't bore any of you, and I'm going to share my video. Tissues, also cigarettes, and I don't even know what this is. And I don't know for how long it has been there, but apparently a long time. So today is the day of the earth, and here's what I found while I was working on the forest. I picked a lot of plastic tissues, also some bottles, cans, and I can recycle just a couple of things, just some bottles and one can, that's all. So that was my video that I wanted to share. And as I was commenting with Thea, I was not able to recycle many things, as most of the things were full of trash, or full of dirt, sorry. So that was it from my side. And now we are going to continue with our last guest. And he is the one who had the initiative to do this activity. And we're just going to welcome him. He is Urban in a few seconds.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, Urban.
Hi.
As I mentioned at the beginning, the 22nd of April, it was the Day of the Earth. And I wanted to ask you, how did you come up with this idea?
Basically, I was doing something similar last year, but this year I had it more in advance, because last year I was just waking up and I was like, oh, Earth Day, let's do something about it. But this year I knew in advance for it, so I was talking to some of my friends if they are going to participate in something, if we maybe collaborate to do something more. And I think of Kotlovnica. I said, why not? Maybe it can like spread the idea wider, at least to some more people to participate, And I was pleasantly surprised that people actually did it. So yeah.
That's very nice. And can I ask, which was the initiative the previous year? What did you do?
I was basically doing the same thing, going for a walk and picking up trash, but I was doing it alone. So due to all short notice, I didn't really post about it or anything. So
I'm going to show the photo you sent, and here we can see this year you were not alone.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I had a really, really great companion with me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised, because usually she's too fast for me on the walks. But here, she was just observing me while I'm stopping every 2 meters, And then at the end, she was trying to find something awesome. But of course, she didn't understood it, but still, yeah. She was, sorry.
She was probably wondering, what is doing my human?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Usually we don't mm, come back with more stuff than we go for a walk, you know.
Okay,
So
so here we can see that you're along the river, and here we can see the after of the photo after you cleaned, but we
yes.
cannot see the before. How was the before?
The before the thing is that mm, I was pleasantly surprised there was not as many trash as there were like last year or something like that. So I'm thinking of maybe somebody else was picking up it before me, but there were still a lot of them. So I didn't really have like a photo to picture it before, but nevertheless it was like one here, one there, one there, one there.
More spread.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is a fun activity. As I was watching your video, it was seemingly as like a treasure hunting, you know? It's like just trying to find different things and what else can I find? What else can I find? So
Buried on the ground, many things.
yeah, exactly. It's like just a little piece on the surface and then you pull it and it's like a huge thing. So yeah. For
Totally.
example, this bottom of I don't know how a bucket, more or less it was just a piece of it sticking out. The rest was under the grass. So yeah.
I had the same experience. And actually, I was wondering sometimes if some of the things inside of the ground were intentionally left there, because I was finding so many that I was thinking maybe this is aimed to do something. I don't know. But
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, but I don't have an answer. Maybe it's only that the nature is taking care of it, so it's taking it under it, a little bit processing it. But of course, we know that plastic never really
mhm,
decomposed like that.
yeah.
Though it
Okay.
got a little soggy, you know.
Hmm.
On the to fill it, it was a little bit different than a new plastic, but still
Uh-huh.
not a nice way to pick up.
Okay, and you said that there was not much trash altogether, but the bag is totally full. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm presently surprised by the amount because when you look at it from the far away, you don't see really a lot of it, but then you go. And I was first going in one direction, and then I had no choice but to go on the same direction back. And I was thinking of myself, oh, I will not find anything. But the reality was that on the back there, I almost found like a half of it also. Like I found a sole of one shoe, I found a tube of paint, and so on. So it was just like, how?
we will talk about that bottom part of the shoe. But I want to ask you an important question that we can see your dog up there, and I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you who of the both of you picked up more trash.
I would say me because more or less she only picks the biodegradable stuff, which is not really a purpose of this trash picking, but still, yeah.
And did she get a reward afterwards?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. A big trip.
Okay, that's perfect. Um, I wanted to say that as we were commenting a couple of days ago while we were testing this program, that now the temperatures are rising and the good weather is coming. Not today,
Mhm.
but the weather is getting better. So now it's the best season or the perfect weather to have picnics. And I think we both and probably also Thea and Nina could feel it when we were going for a walk, that it's also a good time to raise awareness and please let people tell people that we should leave the places the same way as we find. And one thing I was talking about with you, it's that 5 days, only 5 days after recording one of my videos,
Mhm.
after cleaning one spot, I found a lot of bags and some cans of McDonald's. And I actually took a photo. This is the photo. This is after I cleaned it up. And
So many of them.
yeah, and it was very disappointing because I had just cleaned this spot.
Yeah, it is a disappointing thing to look at stuff that are like on the next day or 5 days later again full of trash. But at the same time, I was walking on the same path, and some of the parts are more clean, so it is also a rewarding thing to do. But as you said, there's more, the weather is getting nicer, so more people are outside either for walk or for picnics, and this is kind of a problem because people are not leaving the places as they were getting them, you know. I understand that there are not going to be people who are going to be encouraged by us and going to pick out trash, but at least try not to leave them there, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Yeah, it's also different if we find just a tissue or something that accidentally dropped out of our pocket, or this, then this is obviously intentional. So,
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
okay.
it is seeming like an arrogant person would do something like that, but
And also, we were talking about the strange things that we found and the
what's your
buried
strangest?
things.
What is your strangest thing?
My strangest things is definitely a bra. I did a spoiler. I wanted to say it slower, but usually, as I said before, I was finding a lot of items buried on the ground, so I was just slowly pushing them to take them out,
Mhm.
and it was a surprise that I started doing this with one fabric, and it was a complete bra. It was not even broken, and I was wondering for how long it had been there.
That is just a mystery how it got there, you know. Like we could write a like a story or do a comic strip or as a part of Kotlovnica or these online things,
Uh-huh.
like how did that bra came into that soil, you know.
Maybe people would feel more encouraged or motivated to do this, and then just start making up a story.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. This could be a fun way another to do
Mhm.
a part of course treasure hunting, you know.
For the next day of the earth.
Yeah, like, absolutely, I agree.
And now with the virus, we are also some one thing I also found on the ground. It was a mask. And it was funny because when I was going just for a walk, I found a mask on the ground. And when I was coming back home, I saw that same mask in the branch of a tree. So someone took it from the ground and just left it there. It was a bit funny. I didn't know
Yeah,
who did that.
I mean, it is, once you're picking it up, why not putting it in the trash can? Why on the branch, you know? But yeah,
That was what I was wondering. And you also said that you found the bottom part of a shoe.
yeah, that was. It is. I understand some of the trash that you're leaving there, but this seems like it was either falling off your shoe or you leaving it on purpose there. But either way, I cannot understand that why it was left there. So yeah, a bottom part.
Okay.
I have a new one, you know, so it is more or less unused as
Yeah.
I was observing it, of course. But yeah, we will see how can I reuse it again.
I think the only thing we can know is that this person came back barefoot to
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
house.
At least on one foot, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Urban, first for creating this initiative and for also participating in this dialogue. Uh,
Thank you.
we're going to finish with this. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh. So, as I said, to finish with, I'm just going to give a few tips um, on how to avoid using that much plastic. They are probably, most of you already know them, but I just want to stress on them. And the first one I'm going to show is instead of using the typical plastic bags for the fruits or the vegetables, I got these ones when I arrived in Slovenia. I was not using them in Spain because I didn't know about them. And they are this kind of fabric that you can reuse them. as many times as you can use them, as many times as you want, and you can also wash them, and you can even place here the tickets of the prices. And for me, they are very convenient. I always use them. And if somebody doesn't want to purchase them, I also participated in a do-it-yourself activity where we created our own bags. For this one, you only need a kind of nest fabric, and this it can be a shoelace, and that's it. Super easy. The second thing I wanted to suggest is that I also found out about in Slovenia. I usually go to groceries to Spar, and after paying and when you are going out, you can find these kind of boxes, and I guess they leave them there so as people bring all their products in there instead of buying another bag, either plastic or paper, it doesn't matter. So they are for free, and it's super convenient to put all the stuff, all the groceries in there, and that way we avoid using that many bags. And the last thing, uh, the third thing I wanted to talk about is that I really like traveling, as I said before. So what I usually do, and probably many people also do, is I keep my own small packages for shampoo or soap instead of bringing big ones. Usually you can't bring the big ones, but I refill them with the regular package. So instead of buying a lot of small ones, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, whatever, um, it's a good option to just refill them. And that way you will only purchase one big package instead of 10 small ones. And that was all for today. We had some start nervousness. It was the first time I was doing this show, so hopefully it went all okay. Thank you for watching us, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.